We're coming to you live from our Auckland Park studios. This is Prime News on SABC 3. Let's give you a sense of our top stories with these headlines. Tomorrow, all eyes will be on Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, who is currently on special leave when he takes to the stand to testify at the ad hoc committee investigating allegations raised by KZN Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Ntantam Khwanazi. Some families of the people who died in a bus crash that claimed 43 lives had gathered at Makado Police Station in Louis Trichat in Limpopo to identify the deceased.
Malus will deploy its officials to monitor the conduct of the examinations to ensure full compliance.
Examination Quality Assurance Body Umalusi says it will be monitoring examination centers across the country to maintain the integrity of the final year exams. At the back of those headlines, it has just gone 8 o'clock. Good evening and a warm welcome to Prime News on 3. I am now. Great to be in your company this evening as we bring you the latest happening in and around your world. Let's get into it, beginning with this. Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, who is also on special leave, will tomorrow take the stand to testify at the ad hoc committee investigating allegations raised by KZN Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Ntantam Khwanazi. Mchunu is one of the central figures in the explosive allegations that not only led to the establishment of the ad hoc committee but also the Matanga Commission of Inquiry. The ad hoc committee this evening is also ironing out internal issues. These include the recusal of some MPs serving on the committee after witnesses complained of potential conflict of interest. Meanwhile, officials from the South African Police Service were sent packing from the Portfolio Committee this morning. Neither Acting Police Minister Professor Feroz Kashalia nor National Police Commissioner General Fanima Semola pitched up for the meeting. Unfortunately, the Auditor General as well as police unions APCU and POPCRU were also caught in the crossfire.
In light of what is currently happening within the criminal justice system, the SAPS in particular, members of the police committee say they need to take a hard stance on SAP's management.
But one thing that this committee agrees on, that we're not going to be accused of not doing our job. And we were accused of that several times over the last few weeks, and a significant misinterpretation, misperception about us was created about what happened on the 5th of March.
He said for the past 2 weeks, the SAPS has been in crisis as South Africa has had to sit and watch how a group of adults cannot get along with each other and air the SAP's dirty laundry in public.
The South African Police Service and Parliament must read the room of what's going on in the country. We have a commission of inquiry going on into what's going on in the rot in the justice system. We have an ad hoc committee that's going on. This police portfolio committee has also been taken to task.
We might at some stage have to start subpoenaing people to come to this committee. How can people who should be here treat this committee with such contempt and Parliament with such contempt?
When put to the vote, the overwhelming majority of members agreed that despite this trip being a waste of resources, there was no way the Auditor General could brief them on the SAPS annual report since the Minister and National Commissioner were not there to give account for the state of the SAP's finances.
It's unfortunate that today we are gathered here with the challenges that are there, cabinet sitting and the minister having to attend that and not being able to come to this meeting, not because there is a disregard of this meeting.
Matale told MPs that National Police Commissioner Masemola had taken ill and was not able to attend. Abra Bobia, SABC News, Parliament.
In related news, crime intelligence boss Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo and several senior officials today made an appearance at the Pretoria Magistrates Court following the recusal of Acting Chief Magistrate Vusi Mahlangu. They face serious allegations surrounding the irregular appointment of Dineo Mokweli to a senior position within crime intelligence, reportedly without undergoing proper vetting procedures. Advocate Malesela Tefu has accused Khumalo and his co-accused of harassment, claiming that they are seeking relaxed bail conditions to return to work and continue intimidating others.
According to me, the previous magistrate who recused himself, Mr. Mahlangu, who is also in my case anyway, I'm coming again on the 22nd of October here. So there was nothing wrong about the bail condition, based on the character of the accused they are, you see. So now they want to come and ask for the relaxation of the bail condition here so that they can go back to work. And for them to go back to work, people are going to be harassed. Khumalo and others, they've been harassing the people, unlawfully doing the monitoring of the communication, private communication of the people. You see, since he arrived at the crime intelligence, Khumalo has been doing so unlawful things.
To this now, some families of the people who died in a bus crash that claimed 43 lives had gathered at Makhado Police Station in Louis Trichardt in Limpopo for the process of identifying the deceased. The bus crashed after the driver lost control in the Chambuzi Valley, a mountainous stretch on the N1 near Louis Trichardt on Sunday afternoon. It was traveling from Gqeberha in the Eastern Cape to Zimbabwe and Malawi. The first port of call in the identification process is the viewing of photos of the deceased at the Makhado police station. Families are then directed to hospitals where the bodies have been stored for post-mortem. Families of the deceased, whom arrived from Zimbabwe and Malawi, were visibly distraught and refused to talk to the media. 17 of the 43 bodies were identified on Tuesday. Pathologists are expected to conclude their post-mortem examinations on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Department of Health says 17 survivors are still being treated in various hospitals in the Vembe district. Thank you for staying with us. To this now, Examination Quality Assurance Body Umalusi says it will be monitoring examination centers across the country to maintain the integrity of the final year exams. Umalusi briefed the media in Pretoria on the state of readiness for the Matric exams.
At least 700,000 of the more than 1 million registered candidates will sit for the National Senior Certificate exams. Umalusi is confident that the exams will not be compromised.
Umalusi will deploy its officials to monitor the conduct of the examinations to ensure full compliance with the relevant regulations.
Subjects such as history face a shortage of markers. The assurance body says plans are in place to mitigate the effects of this.
Umalusi has identified a shortage of markers in certain of the DBE subjects, namely history and paper 3 for home and first additional languages, based on the reports submitted. Umalusi is satisfied that the DBE strategies in place, which include additional recruitment drives, early start of marking, and extending the duration of the marking period in the subject's consent, will ensure that these gaps are bridged by the time the marking of the scripts starts.
With exams expected to start soon, Umalusi has urged parents and teachers to support the candidates. Nerea Hlakotza, SABC News, Tshwane.
Let's shift focus to this now. The Inkatha Freedom Party will celebrate the Gauteng leg of its 50th anniversary this weekend. The Golden Jubilee celebration will take place at the Jabulani Amphitheatre in Soweto, a significant venue in the party's liberation history.
Continuing to celebrate the milestone, the Inkatha Freedom Party will take its 50th anniversary celebrations to the Gauteng province this weekend.
Celebration means a party of resilience, the party of service, of service to the people. You know that when we were formed in 1975, it was as a result of instruction from the then frontline states leaders, your Dr. Kaunda and others.
Dlamini says Saturday's celebrations is also a tribute to the life and legacy of its founder, the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. Since its establishment, the IFP has only known two leaders at the helm of the party, Buthelezi and his successor, Velinkosini Hlabisa, who took the reins from 2019 to date.
The legacy of the founder itself and the leadership style, I think it has laid a solid foundation. Even the transition from him to the new president was very smooth. He prepared us for over 6 years.
The party says even though Buthelezi is no more, it will never stop associating itself with his legacy. Having endured for 50 years, the party says it's still relevant and is attracting young people to its ranks. Nhlanhla Khatlhane, SABC News, Johannesburg.
Former Ukhozi FM presenter Ngizwe Mchunu could once again find himself in hot water. Mchunu recently caused a stir on social media after his remarks condemning an LGBTIQ+ couple who was seen on social media dressed in Zulu traditional regalia during their wedding ceremony. Mchunu denounced the couple and demanded that they refrain from wearing Zulu traditional attire. The Human Rights Commission has demanded that Mchunu retracts his statement or face litigation.
This is the video that caused a stir on social media. A gay couple is seen in a wedding ceremony dressed in traditional regalia. Former Ukhozi FM presenter Ngizwe Mchunu took to his social media platform to condemn the couple's actions, demanding that they apologize and stop wearing the AmaZulu traditional regalia. Some have criticized Mchunu and accused him of fueling hate against the LGBTQI+ community.
If you can do it with other attire, we would never have a problem. But now I'm declaring today that it's prohibited for any gay man to wear a Zulu attire and go and kiss another man.
When asked who gave him the authority to make such remarks, Mchunu says he was appointed by AmaZulu King Misuzulu Kazwelithini as one of the custodians of the Zulu culture.
If what I'm saying is wrong, somebody must come and tell me how am I wrong.
The Human Rights Commission says it has instructed Mchunu to issue a public apology and retract his utterances.
Given that Mr. Mchunu has indicated via the media that he won't abide by the Commission's letter of demand, the full cohort of commissioners has instructed our lawyers to proceed with Equality Court litigation on an urgent basis.
The AmaZulu King's spokesperson, Prince Thulani Zulu, says while he cannot comment on Mchunu's remarks, it's clear there needs to be more education around the use of Zulu traditional attire. Simpiwe Makanya, SABC News.
To this now, the inquest into the killings of the Cradock Four has been adjourned to Friday. Today, the investigating officer of the third Cradock Four inquest, Colonel Mtetheleli Dweba, took to the stand and was cross-examined by the lawyer representing the families of the slain activists. This morning, Dweba testified to the difficulty of assembling the docket because persons of interest in the case were either dead or refused to give statements. He used evidence from the past two inquests to build his investigation. Dweba started this investigation back in April of 2021. The inquest into the killings of the Cradock Four, Fort Kalata, Matthew Goniwe, Celo Mhlauli, and Spero Mkhonto sitting at the Gqeberha High Court in the Eastern Cape will continue on Friday with a new witness taking to the stand. Welcome back. Let's take you to the Western Cape, where police have listed gender-based violence, robbery, extortion, drugs and firearms as among its top priority focus areas for the upcoming festive season. Their operations will include, among others, roadblocks and suspect tracing. Police management says all its specialized units will be involved in tackling crime during this time.
showcasing the various policing units, skills and equipment in simulated robberies, violent protests and other incidents. Police say they are committed to curbing crime not only during the festive season but also as matriculants start writing exams. An additional 88 vehicles have been handed over to bolster visible policing.
We had to incorporate the plan, and we then presented the extended intervention plan to the minister, looking at getting more resources.
The Western Cape is one of 4 hotspot provinces for violent crime. Mass shooting incidents have spiked in various communities across the Cape Flats in recent months.
Within the taxis, you have the intra-conflict within one taxi that got hitmen that are killing each other, especially in Kata. Then you have the conflict between Kodeta and Kata, which has resulted in the closure of certain routes.
Authorities have called on communities to partner with them and to remain vigilant over the festive period. Vanessa Puna, SABC News, Cape Town.
Kenya has declared 7 days of mourning, of national mourning that is, for former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, who has died at the age of 80. President William Ruto described him as a giant of democracy and a fearless freedom fighter. Odinga spent many years as an opposition leader, losing 5 presidential campaigns, most recently 3 years ago.
Reports say former Kenyan Prime Minister Raila Odinga collapsed during his routine morning walk at around 8 a.m. local time on Wednesday within the hospital premises in Kerala's Ernakulam district. He reportedly suffered a cardiac arrest and could not be revived despite immediate CPR. Odinga had arrived in India last week, accompanied by his youngest daughter, sister and a personal doctor, according to reports. Officials say the Kenyan embassy in New Delhi has been informed and is coordinating with Kerala authorities for the repatriation of his body. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed his condolences, calling Odinga a towering statesman and a friend of India. Odinga was receiving traditional medicinal therapy in India at the same treatment facility where his daughter Rosemary is said to have regained her eyesight in 2019, and this is a story that Prime Minister Narendra Modi later highlighted in his radio address in 2022. Observers note that as Kenya moves towards the 2027 elections, the death of Odinga, a political stalwart who ran unsuccessfully for the presidency 5 times, leaves a significant void in the country's political landscape. Ishan Garg, SABC News, New Delhi.
And now for your latest market news at 8 o'clock tonight. And in your sports news this evening, as far as the South African Football Association is concerned, the administrative bungle that almost cost Bafana Bafana their place in the 2026 FIFA World Cup is now a thing of the past. SAFA President Denny Jordan says his organization is not interested in the matter anymore. Members of SAFA's National Executive Committee are now calling on government for greater funding to get the team to become a force in world football.
The Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture took the moment directly after qualification was confirmed to rally behind Bafana Bafana.
South Africa, we qualified with nobody's help.
They had qualified for the World Cup for the first time since 2002 and will be at football's big dance for the first time since South Africa hosted the tournament in 2010.
We are going to the World Cup. So the matter is closed. We are not interested in the matter. We are going to the World Cup. We've qualified, and that's where we go.
Jordan went on to defend SAFA's work, pointing out all the national teams that have gone to or will experience what it's like to play at a World Cup. And so the football administrators have been absolved. And SAFA NEC member Pubi Govindasamy wants greater funding for the work the national body does.
If government spends more money on South African football, like all the white businesses spend money on rugby and cricket, we can be a powerhouse, not only in Africa, but in the world at large.
December will be a busy time for Bafana. Early in the month, the draw for the World Cup happens in Washington, D.C. And then there is the Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco, where they'll want to raise their profile even more. Simon Burke, SABC News, Johannesburg.
A massive congratulations to Bafana Bafana. All the best for the World Cup. That concludes our time together this evening. Much gratitude for joining us. We now leave you with the latest weather forecast. For now, it's good night. God bless. Pula.
Thank you very much and a very warm welcome to the Weather Desk. Time for us to look at those conditions over the country. We're going to start how it's looking for tonight. We're still expecting up to 60% chance of showers and thunder showers over Limpopo, stretching into parts of Mpumalanga, becoming isolated over Mpumalanga, stretching all the way into KwaZulu-Natal. It is quite going to be a clear night rather, as we move towards the central parts of the country, stretching all the way into the interior of the Northern Cape. For tomorrow, rainy conditions still expected over Limpopo, still expecting a 60% chance of showers and thunder showers over that province, stretching into Mpumalanga. Isolated as we move into KwaZulu-Natal, but moving towards Richards Bay and the adjacent interior, it is scattered for tomorrow. Isolated showers and thunder showers moving towards the southern parts of the Eastern Cape, stretching towards the Western Cape, with Kabeja expecting rainy conditions with those scattered showers and thunder showers for tomorrow. Now, looking at our conditions for tonight, it is a level 2 warning of severe thunderstorm over Limpopo and Mpumalanga. And also for tomorrow, those severe thunderstorms still expected over Limpopo and Mpumalanga. It is a level 2, meaning that we do expect some minor impacts over that interior of Limpopo and Mpumalanga. We are talking large amount of small hail, heavy downpours, and also possibilities of strong damaging winds. Moving towards that interior of the Free State, stretching into parts of Mpumalanga and also the northwest areas runaway for fire conditions, and also moving towards Tavazimbi and surrounding areas. Those runaway for fire conditions are expected for tomorrow. Moving towards the coast, it is a level 1 warning of some damaging waves over that coastline over the Western Cape, meaning that it will make it difficult to navigate at sea for tomorrow. So please, let's be careful, especially those who will be heading towards the waters. Overnight temperatures, we're still expecting a freezing night as we move towards Sandland with the low of 0.5 over Calvinia, 12 over Upington. Durban will be dropping down to 19.22 over Musina. Maximum temperatures for tomorrow, it is quite a hot day over Limpopo, 35 over Musina. Pretoria at a high of 33, but should be warm as we move towards Upington with a maximum of 30. Cool conditions as we move towards the southern parts of the country, especially over George, stretching into the mother city. We're expecting a low of 20. That's all the weather I have for you. Stay tuned.